Will Freeman, RevolutionaryLifestyles.com, talking to you today about the difference between theories, beliefs, and knowledge. In that order, this is super important, super game-changing stuff, so pay attention, okay? The dictionary definition of theory, we're going to start with theory, is a supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. Also, notes below in the YouTube description, as well as notes on my website, revolutionarylifestyles.com. So, theory is a supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. That's the definition. Ultimately, in layman's terms, a theory is only useful in its ability to understand, predict, or manipulate reality. Okay? Reality, for all intents and purposes, is physical. Like the people, places, and things in the physical universe is what most of us agree is reality. Okay? And the only reason people take scientists and engineers seriously is their ability to predict reality, like weather patterns, or to manipulate reality, like the creation of this smartphone right here, or to predict reality. Understand, predict, or manipulate reality. Ultimately, that's the purpose of a theory. And that is the idea behind all theories, including your theories about life. And it is the basis of the scientific method, which is, having the hypothesis and going out there and, quote, objectively proving that. But it all starts with a theory. Okay? And once a theory can accurately predict a reality, it becomes a belief. Okay? It becomes a belief. Once a theory can accurately manipulate reality, it becomes a thing. Okay? So if the theory can predict reality, it becomes a belief, which I'll cover in the next section. If the theory can accurately manipulate reality, it becomes a thing. Like this smartphone didn't exist before. Apple invented one. They had a theory, hey, we could do this touchscreen smartphone thing. People will want it. Let's see if we can build it. They built it, and now it became a thing, and now it shapes our reality because it is physical. Okay, it shapes our physical reality. And this is why scientists, engineers, businessmen get so much credence, get so much respect in our society, because they are able to manipulate our reality, our physical reality. And physicality is what we determine as the primary source of reality. Like, we recognize we all have thoughts, okay? But, there's airplanes, right? And there's airports. And that is a very physical, heavy control over people's reality that we have an inherent level of respect for in our society. Some societies aren't materialistic at all, but ours certainly is. And the most powerful people in our societies use theories to accurately understand, predict, and manipulate reality. And the people with the best theories get the most power, get the most money, get the most respect, and get the most control over, the world that we live in, for good and for bad. I'm not saying it's a negative or a positive. It's just a fact of life. But recognize that theory is the lowest level of certainty. Theories like, I think this will work, and I'm going to try and prove it. And if they're a proper scientist or engineer or businessman, they can recognize, hey, this theory was wrong. Let me either tweak this or let me abandon this. And once a theory can accurately predict reality, it becomes a belief. Okay? Theory is the lowest level of certainty. Belief is the next level of certainty on the certainty stack. There's three levels. Okay? There's, at the bottom is theory, above that is belief, above that is knowledge. So we're talking about beliefs. The dictionary definition of belief is an acceptance that something exists or is true, especially one without proof. Now, I would debate that in the sense of, yes, there's a belief. People believe in things without proof, but we also believe in all the theories that have been, quote, proven, if that makes any sense. What I mean by that is I don't know how this webcam works that I'm talking to you on, or the computer, or the television, or the smartphone. I take that on belief. Someone else has theorized, someone else has created it, someone else has brought that into reality, and they have an explanation for how those things work. I take that on faith, because their theories were proven accurate. So I take that their beliefs about how their creations work are accurate. In the same way, you take history to a degree as accurate as a belief. I believe World War II happened, but I don't know for sure. I wasn't there. Okay, that's a higher level of certainty than just a theory. Okay, I couldn't just sit here and say I have a theory that World War II happened. Okay, to me that's a belief. I don't know for sure, but I believe that World War II happened. Okay, with that said, I also believe that a lot of our history contains misinformation, because history is written by the winners. One example would be, some people said that the president had prior knowledge of the attack on Pearl Harbor, and he allowed that attack to happen because it would be minimal casualties, and it would give them, it's not a false flag, but it was a legitimate enemy attack, but they had prior knowledge to give them the grounds for attacking Japan with nuclear weapons to finish them off. And I believe that there's a decent possibility for that. And I believe that there's misinformation within our history because it's written by the winners, who have a massive motivation to control the narrative. But I can't say that I'm totally certain on that. I also believe that a lot of conspiracies are wrong, poorly researched, have all types of biases, and ultimately you judge things by the messenger. A lot of those guys are not the best messengers. Okay, so the belief is a middle level of certainty. But ultimately, when you truly analyze these things, it's not totally taken on certainty. And the highest level of certainty, number 3, is knowledge. Knowledge is awareness or familiarity gained by experience of a fact or situation. That's the definition. Okay, so the key measurement for knowledge is experience. For example, I know I'm communicating to you through my webcam right now. You're either watching this on my YouTube channel or on my website, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com. Okay, excluding the theory, like some of you smart guys would say, well, Will, how do you know that we don't live in a simulation? Okay, I don't know that. But as far as the definition of the word knowledge goes and the definition of the word certainty goes, the key metric, because if we're in a simulation, all definitions ultimately are without meaning. But if we're actually using the definition of these words, and at the end of the day, it's a word game. I've told you guys that before. If you've got ears, you can hear what I'm saying. But we're talking about knowledge, right? And knowledge in my garage, as Ty Lopez would say. We're talking about knowledge is the highest level of certainty. The metric is experience. I know I'm a male. I know that I'm 37. I have experience of all that. I know that I can see you right now. I know you're watching this on either YouTube or my website. All that's from experience. And the experience of my past experience and memories. Okay, yes, memory can be faulty, but ultimately I trust the memories that I have when I'm speaking about knowledge. Again, I don't want to get into a debate over semantics, we're using the actual dictionary definitions of the terms. Okay, and the idea is knowledge is about experience, and knowledge is the highest level of certainty, and knowledge is higher than beliefs. And this is where a lot of people make mistakes. They will confuse beliefs for experiential knowledge, or they'll confuse knowledge for theories, and they won't even allow themselves to theorize like, hey, could I be doing better? Could I make $1 million? They know they've assumed a false sense of certainty, a false sense of knowledge that they can't achieve that, or they can't achieve a happier quality of life, or they can't achieve success with women because of X factors, or they can't achieve better results in any area of life. So knowing those points, okay, and it's a good thing for you to have a look at the notes because this is deep stuff. Knowing those points, the questions become, are my theories serving me by allowing me to create a better life? And are my beliefs accurate, or am I limiting my potential by limiting my beliefs and mistaking those beliefs for knowledge and certainty? And if you are, it's sitting down right now and saying, like, running through your theories, like what are these serving me? Are all of these serving me? Are all my beliefs accurate? Is there any area that I'm limiting my potential? Am I making an excuse? Am I not using accurate data? Have I tested every single method to get those results? Have I really put effort into it? And a lot of the time you'll find that it's not the case. I certainly do. I still keep, probably the rest of my life, will keep finding blind spots in areas and new angles. And that's the true beauty of learning and knowledge is being able to consistently get after new theories, get after new beliefs, but not for the sense of just being open-minded. I hate this term because it's just so misused. A lot of the times you need to be judgmental and closed-minded. But it's about asking the right questions, in terms of specifically, tunnel vision in on the theories and the beliefs that are going to create a better quality of life. The rest of the stuff you can just screen out, okay? It's cute to think about the simulation theory. I put a ton of time into thinking about spirituality, the nature of reality, etc., etc. But I just dropped my mom off at the airport. She came to visit me in Eastern Europe. That's a very real thing. It's for all intents and purposes, you've got to give the passports, etc., etc. It's the same thing every day, man. There's a real physical reality that I have to deal with. All the philosophy's cute and whatever, but the most beneficial use of your brain and your thinking is in terms of minimizing your suffering, maximizing the amount of enjoyment you get out of life, figuring out ways to live better in accordance with your values, the things that you truly inspire you, so you don't have to rely on motivation. I do believe you need some type of motivation to get you away, your back against the wall, to be able to get control over your own income. But ultimately, you create a life where you're living in inspiration, not motivation, and dedication comes naturally. And what can you do to better create that for yourself? And if you need some help with this, if you really want some game-changing mindset shifts, I don't want to seem like I'm too proud of myself, but I think that in that area is an area where I really excel. Holler at your boy, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/coaching, or pick up one of my products, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/products, if you want to be able to increase your levels of knowledge in one of the areas that I cover in those books. I've also got the Life Mastery Bundle for sale, which you can find on my site, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com. And if not, just keep watching the videos, keep reading my articles. and keep moving forward, man. Thank you so much for watching.